Are you going out tonight or this weekend? If so, you looking good. So now, why don't you get the smell good? Get your body oil only at the Playa Tea Oil Shop. Stop in or call us 216-355-9702. Get yours today. Oil Shop. Smell good. So good to me.
Right now, though, like I said at the onset of the show, I got my man's in him, comedian right here, Mr. Cleveland James. Oh, give it up. Hey, thanks for being here, man. I appreciate you, man.
I'm happy to be here.
Hey, man, I wanted you to perform. I can't lie, but you was telling me, man, you're not set up for that. What are you set up to do, man?
I'm always set up for comedy. I don't think. Let's get that straight. I've been doing this a long time. I'm always set up to do comedy. This is not the perfect setting.
Right.
Comedy,
Now, what's your ideal setting?
With a crowd.
With a crowd.
Yeah.
Well, I'm here to tell you, you got a hellified crowd.
A crowd of about 30.
No, you tell him we was gonna be live. You forgot to tell me we was gonna be live. You got way more than 30, brother.
He ain't tell me. You might
want to put a couple K's next to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's good. I'm glad to have you here. Now tell me, in your comedic material, who do you get a lot of your inspiration from? Is it from your personal experiences or what?
Life. Life. I get all my comedy from life. Growing up poor, growing up with nothing.
Right. Hey, that'll give anybody some comedy. Trust me, you find things not so funny, but it'd be funny to others. I'm telling you, what I mean?
Yeah, that's where most of my material comes from. Pain. Going through it. Life.
Right. You don't have no problem getting up in front of a crowd and just expressing your pain.
Never.
Now, do you speak about like a lot of comedians like to speak about even their own families? They don't have no holds barred.
Oh yeah.
Are you the same type?
No holds barred over here.
I'll
take my family to the dirt. I take them to the dirt.
Hey, now hold on. Do they ever call you up, man, and say, hey, cuz, that was supposed to be between us. We was watching the game. You ain't had to put that out there like that,
I let them have it. I invite them to another show, and I put the light on them, and I make it hot.
Right. Now, what's some of the places you performed at before?
Man, a lot of people don't know, but in 2008, I was with the Carnival, with the cruise ship. I used to do comedy on cruise ships.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Big!
Big!
Huh?
Yeah. Second place.
Hold on, you wasn't just on that one that just got towed back to Alabama.
That was the one.
Y'all heard about that, right? They was out there for like a week, and all it was boo-boo and urine all over the place.
That's a slave ship.
And all that.
They was sneaking slaves. They still sneaking slaves over here. Through Alabama, too. Look, through Alabama.
It
was surreal.
On the Love Boat.
Yeah, it was surreal. It was all expense paid. It was like a vacation because I got to, do what I love to do and get paid for it.
Hold on. Now, it's been well documented. I spent plenty of time on the ship, all around the world. But, did you have to get your sea legs? When you out to sea? Because it's uncomfortable.
I did.
If you did.
I threw up twice. I threw up two times.
Twice?
I actually threw up two times.
If y'all know what I mean, when you're out to sea for a very long period of time, the ship be bobbing and weaving, and you kind of first you're walking on the deck, then you're walking on the walls, so your stomach get queasy. You say you threw up.
And then not seeing land, after you go out so far, it's weird.
Now, did that mess
freaky.
with your psyche?
It did.
You
I
had to
really
focus on your material.
That's why I haven't been back. I said, this is it.
Right.
Yeah, it was good money, but it wasn't worth it.
Hold on. I knew you had to throw some Love Boat jokes up in there and things like that. Crack on the captain and the crew and all of that.
Oh yeah. I also I won second place on the Apollo. A lot of people don't know that. I was actually one of the only comics to win second place.
Were you nervous when you
was there? That was actually it was about it was probably about 20,000 people, man, in the audience, and it was you can hear them as you walk up the stairs. Like they had this path where you walk through and you sign the wall, and you could hear the crowd rumbling. And I had never been so scared in my life.
How's it dealing with hecklers, man, in the crowd?
I love them.
You love them?
I love them. Every seasoned comedian has a boatload of jokes that they set aside for hecklers. So they already pre-recorded. So if you want some, if you feeling froggy, leap. I got a bag full of them.
Right. Now, what's been one of your most, funny shows, man, where it was kind of, where you walked in, you might have been prepared with a certain monologue, but when you got there, it kind of just switched up because you felt the vibe?
I actually, I did a show in Canton, Ohio with Eddie Griffin and Gary Owens. I got a chance to do that show, and I was actually supposed to do 10 minutes in the beginning of the show.
Right.
After I went up, I did my 10 minutes. Right. I did so good that they came in my dressing room like, hey, we need you back out there. So I ended up hosting the show.
Is that right?
Yeah, instead of doing 10 minutes, I ended up hosting the show, got to bring them up. I told her how it was 12,000 people in there.
Did you get free
the Canton Civic Center. Oh, yeah.
Now, how was Eddie Griffin and them? Were they open to you? Because I always wanted to know that. Like when new comedians meet, seasoned comedians, do they show you love?
Well, this the crazy thing. I had did a lot of promotion up until the day the show was supposed to be going on with Eddie. Not really with Eddie, but he went in 079. He recorded his end. I recorded my end. Cleveland James coming this and that and this and that. So when I finally got to the show, I had met him and everything. Everything was cool. And it was another seasoned comic who was there who didn't like the fact I did my 10 minutes and they wanted me to host the show. And the other seasoned comic was like, no. I'm hosting the show. I'm the only one bringing Eddie up, this and that. So it was kind of like a battle of who gonna bring Eddie up, who is this Cleveland James guy, who he think he is type of deal. So Eddie was cool, but it was.
Shots at dude?
Oh man, I lit him on fire.
That's only right.
I lit him on fire. He threw a tantrum, everything, and then turned out he wasn't funnier than me.
Oh wow, not good.
So and as a result of him not being funnier than me, when I went back out, I did my thing after the show. Right. Gary and Eddie, I actually went out with them.
Is that right?
And from that stemmed a job, the Funny Bone in Cincinnati.
Wow.
I started doing the funny because that's where Gary Owens actually started the Funny Bone in Cincinnati. Okay. So he got me out there at the Funny Bone in Cincinnati, which brought me to the Funny Bone in Columbus.
Okay.
So I ended up getting a lot of work through that, through the haterism.
Right. That'll lift you up. Now I want to know about the name Cleveland James. What's that all about? How did that come about, and why is it Cleveland James?
I actually, and I hate to keep going. In 2005, I hosted Spring Break for MTV.
Is that right?
Yeah. And I was riding in the car with my mom, and I was talking to the coordinator of the whole event.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, what's your name? And, I'm riding, and I'm like, she was like, I told her my name. She's like, you don't have no stage name or nothing? Like, what's your stage name? And I'm like, I'm riding through on Harvard, and coming from Warrensville, going to Harvard, and there's a sign say, welcome to Cleveland.
Right.
And so I'm like, Cleveland James. And she was like, oh, that's catchy. I like that. I was like, me too. So I've been Cleveland James ever since then. And it works because a lot of times when I'm out of town and I tell people my name, or they see a shirt Cleveland James, they're like, oh, I heard of you. You was I'm like, no, you didn't. It's just catchy.
Right. No, they probably thinking of LeBron.
Yep.
So, that's probably how it goes. Did you have any jokes for him when he left town?
Oh yeah. I had jokes, but if I could go off I kind of respected his decision.
Right.
Because, as a man, it's certain decisions you got to make for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's only going to be him.
Right.
All the people talking and running their mouth, they ain't paying no bills.
Right.
So I joked along with everybody else. I felt suit, but in my heart, I actually respected his decision.
Yeah. Good. Rolling bean pie. The best on earth. Baked freshly daily. Rolling bean pie. Get yours today. Call us at area code 216-355-9702. We will deliver to you. Call us. Get yours now. Bean pie. It's good.